Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be looking at a message from a woman whose son was searching for Jay, and Rachel's friend has a lot to say for herself. Also, Chris Tenneref gives us his latest update. The first thing that we are going to look at in today's video is a message that was posted on Facebook. Because this woman says that her sons were searching for Jay at some point, and she doesn't have a good feeling. Let's read out what the message says. Something just seems off about this whole thing. I've told my boys to come home now. I was blocked by the official page for posting this. I'm just curious why admins are deleting vital information but allowing comments to go through about donating money. My comment has been deleted twice. My two sons are there and went to the chapel in Moscow, and they spoke to two guys who spoke English but refused to answer questions about the missing boy. This is real information that could be vital for this boy's life. Is this real? Do you know more than what you're letting on? My two sons are out looking for this boy, trying to help for what? I'm beginning to think you are all in on it. It's just funny that vital information is being deleted, but donating money isn't. There are hundreds of people out there risking their own lives looking for this boy, including my two sons, and I just don't think what we're being told is the truth. All the posts about money are the only posts being approved, but vital information is being deleted. So the first thing that pops up to me is the fact that vital information was being deleted from the Facebook group, because maybe the person who was in charge of the Facebook group didn't want information to be posted. And it's not like the group wasn't active. If she was accepting other posts, then it proves that she has seen them, but either declined or ignored them. So who were the admins? Because we know that Debbie left the group, and Rachel's sister was an admin at some point. But mainly it would have been Rachel who was controlling the group, and I just don't understand why she wouldn't allow information to be posted. Even if it only had a small chance of being connected to Jay, it's still worth looking at. But the main point of this post is that this woman's sons have gone to the chapel in Moscow and asked two people who speak English about Jay Slater, but they refused to answer any questions. I'm guessing these were just locals who spoke English, and to be fair, this was the reaction from most locals. They were very hesitant to speak about Jay, and when they did, they said that something had happened to him, and some suggested that he was murdered. I haven't heard many locals say that it could just be an accident. The next thing that we are going to look at is Chris Tenneref's latest update on the case.
As far as I'm aware, I've been told everything will come out in the future, and kind of anyone trying to force the fact or push before then it just seems futile, because obviously those people have got the facts and they've got everything in front of them. So I think it's just a case of wait and see what those people have got to say. From what I've been told, I'm closer to the truth than anyone else, and that's good enough for me. So until those people come out and show what they've got, the evidence and what have you, via whatever means they're doing it, documentary or otherwise, then there's nothing really for me to say, mate.
So Chris says that he's the closest to the truth, and he doesn't actually say that he knows the actual truth. He just thinks he's the closest. So this is just based on a narrative, unless there's any evidence to prove otherwise. Also, I believe he is talking about Mark Williams Thomas when he talks about people showing their evidence through a documentary. But Chris hasn't been very active lately and hasn't said much, but he's confident he knows the truth. And I think he was with Luggy recently, as there was a picture posted, and it looks like Luggy has flown out to Tenerife to see Chris. The next thing that we are going to look at is some messages from one of Rachel's friends, because she doesn't speak very nicely about Jay's family. So you can see that Rachel's friend is defending her and I'll let you pause and read through it if you want to. But at the end of the first messages, there are two things that are very interesting. The first one is that apparently Jay was a witness for the Tom Hilton attack, so it wasn't anything to do with Tom. And that was a theory at the start. And I don't think Tom is involved, but it's interesting to hear that Jay was a witness for Tom. So is she suggesting that Jay told the police what happened? The second thing that I thought was very disturbing is where she says that there are things about Warren that no one knows, and that it's not a cover-up. So not only did we have Rachel talking about Warren behind his back, we have one of her friends who are talking about Warren now as well. So what does no one know about Warren that was so bad that you had to mention it in a comment? Because this is the second time Warren has been talked about by someone who is linked to Rachel. And for some reason, Rachel and Warren didn't get on and clearly have issues. But why are they targeting Warren when he's the one who has just lost his son? I just don't understand. And they want to say that we are the problem when we have heard what has been said. Apparently, Debbie and Rachel are very close, but Warren seems to be left out of the picture. And even when it came to finding his son, Rachel still managed to cause problems with Warren. And maybe that's because Brad allegedly knows what really happened, and she is protecting him. For some reason, I think Warren just doesn't believe what he's been told, even though he hasn't spoken out in a while. The last thing that we are going to look at in today's video is a comment from Luggy, and this comment says, "Who said ditch?" If this was Lucy maybe, it's perfect. Because the ditch is definitive, this is a very weird comment, and it's hard to know exactly what he means. But he says, if Lucy said Jay was in a ditch, maybe it's perfect. Which is strange, and I have no clue what he means by that. Does he mean that if Lucy said it, then she's probably correct? Or is he saying that Jay was definitely in a ditch? Chris did have his suspicions about Lucy and suggested that whatever she got told was by someone else and not Jay. But Luggy seems to think Lucy has done nothing wrong and comments on her Facebook photos like they are good friends. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will update you as we find out more.